Hello viewers, welcome to our program on immigration and you. I am your immigration attorney Michael Fulwani, and once again we have with us attorney David Nachman, my partner. David, welcome.
Thanks so much, Michael.
A very interesting program today is that we have been talking about CIR and all the issues, the problems with the Democratic Party or a president or Republicans, why it's not happening, why there's no bipartisan approach. So David and me, we were in the car when we were coming here, we said, why don't we do a program that either you become whatever, I'll give you option, leader of the Democratic Party or a Republican Party, and I take care of the other party. And we have a whole debate and discussion about this as to what is happening, why there's no bipartisan approach, why all this CIR, everything is stuck in this mud. So, what would you like to be, a leader of the Republican or the Democrats?
I'll be happy to handle the Republican Party. I can handle the Republican position.
Very nice, very nice. For me, a little easier, but let's do it.
Okay. I don't think there's any position that's easy here.
That is correct, absolutely. Now, I want to start with the CIR because that's the most hot topic for our viewers. Comprehensive Immigration Reform, Senate, US Senate, passed that bill. And that bill was sent to the House to pass because it cannot become a law until both houses pass and the president signs. Sure. President Obama will say that I'll sign in a second. You just, both of the houses do it, I'll sign it. So it came to you, to your party in the House.
That's right.
And you guys don't want to even put it on a vote. Forget about what happens, we'll see. But your position is that we don't want to...
No, but you have to understand that it's not that we don't want to vote on it. We really want... Immigration is very important to the Republican Party, especially because we understand how important it is to industry and to the economy in the United States. That's very, very important. But we are very concerned about the security of our nation. We're very concerned about the borders, and we're very concerned about making sure that the borders are all secure before we go forward with any type of comprehensive immigration reform. But I'm now speaking for the Republican Party, we really need to do something, and we know something needs to get done, and we want to offer our hand across the aisle and shake hands with the Democrats and make something happen. But it's not us, it's the Tea Party members. The Tea Party members are so radical, and they won't vote on anything, and they're upsetting the apple cart. And the problem is we know that we can't get enough votes without those Tea Party members. So it's not the Republican Party, it's this radical section of the Republican Party that just won't make this immigration reform happen.
But don't you think it's the right way to do is to vote? A democracy. We're in a democratic country. All the laws are made by consent of both the houses.
Of course.
So Senate has passed. Why is there a hesitation to put to the vote? So if you have the majority, if most people want to kill the bill, you can kill the bill. But why not even at least have a debate on it, discussion on it, have a vote on it?
Well, we want to put it to a vote. We really do. But the problem is we can't even within the Republican Party, because of this radical faction within the Republican Party, we can't even get them to agree to allow it to come to a vote.
Okay, let's talk about the security. Listen, as we Democrats also want the security. We want to control the borders. We will take all whatever steps that are to... If you see the CIR, Comprehensive Immigration Senate Bill, it has lots of provisions to secure the borders. Airplanes, technology, arresting people, deporting them. We have that in the place. So if you pass the bill, we'll take care of both simultaneously. You cannot just divide, cut off. Oh, first you do the security border. Oh, then we will talk about. Then we'll talk about. You're not even saying, okay, we do together. That, in my opinion, is not fair. Let us sit down, have a bipartisan approach. Unfortunately, always, if you look at the history of the country, in United States, we have passed the laws bipartisan way with all the differences and all that, and we sit down, work it out to a give and take game, and then pass the bills. But here, the Republican Party says, my way or highway. So
no, that's not what the Republican Party says at all. The Republican Party is, we want to work with the Democrats. The problem is that we feel so much pressure that the president is essentially saying that he's going to go out and he's just going to do it all himself. And that is a violation of our federal constitution, for the president to go out, grant amnesty, and to do all of these things without checking with Congress at all. That's very scary to us. That what essentially the president is doing is grandstanding, and he's taking the position, it's my way or the highway. And that scares us quite a bit, because that shows, if anything, that there's no conciliation whatsoever.
Listen, the 12 million illegal aliens did not come yesterday. Yesterday, they flew from the sky and fell down here. Over the years, look, the history, how many years it has taken place. The Republican presidents were there, President Bush Sr., President Bush Jr. Actually, good thing is that I recall, President Bush was in support of a CIR. He tried his best. But your party, other members did not support him. What I'm saying is that our approach is that let us have a comprehensive immigration reform. We take care of both at the same time. And that is the right way, because the point here is this. We need to take care of these 12 million people who are illegally here, undocumented aliens, and at the same time simultaneously put more fines on the employers. All those provisions are in the Senate bill. How we can stop them, and we have, basically, you think that your colleagues in the Senate did not understand that? I think they had a much better understanding of the law and the bipartisan approach. That's why in the Senate, both Republicans and Democrats together made this law, which they think was and is fair, reasonable, and in interest of the nation. But your House says, no. First you do this, first you do that. I think it's very, very this kind of thing we've never seen in years, where the two parties, I mean, I'm not necessarily saying Democrats have also not something to give and take policy to be there. But I think the right thing to do is to sit down and do a bipartisan approach, which has not happened so far.
But the Republicans are all about compromise. We have always wanted to cross the aisle, shake hands with the Democrats, be conciliatory, and to work things out. The problem is that doing everything all at once, apparently the way it's set up by the Senate bill, is not the best way to go about it. It's not the most efficient way to do legislation. Legislation should be taken piece by piece. It should be handled on a piecemeal basis. And obviously, if you take a look at the bill, the Senate bill, it's broken down into very discrete pieces. So what we could do is we could deal with border security. We can deal separately with surveillance and security. And then we can deal with issues of amnesty or something like that. But obviously, we're not in favor of amnesty. We're in favor of something which is more of a work toward a green card. Now, we're not in favor of citizenship. We're in favor of work toward the green card. And the reason why we as Republicans are not in favor of citizenship is because we know that all of those people who are here, those 13 million, and remember that those 13 million are only the number that the U.S. Census came up with. It's probably a heck of a lot more than that. So once those people become citizens and are able to vote, we know they're not voting for the Republican Party. They're going to be voting for Democrats. And essentially, if we grant amnesty, there will be no Republican Party in 13 years.
But listen, I remember, even in the Republican Party, there are members whose position is that, even the Speaker at one time or twice said that, yes, we need to take care of the people here, but first, you do this. And I say, aha, this pieces thing that you guys are talking about, what you will do, what you want to do is to put the enforcement provisions first. Fix the borders, deport people, and do all that. And when you satisfy us that this has been taken care of, then you take another piece maybe for the family changes, for the employment changes. And when it comes to the undocumented aliens, you'll be quiet. You may not do anything. So we are worried. That's why we are worried. We want to do everything together so everything is handled, everything is resolved in one bill, then cutting into pieces, because obviously we don't trust each other as to whether what you will say you will do and what you don't trust others, and we don't trust you.
Well, Mr. Democrat, we are very much in favor of compromise. We're very much in favor of immigration reform. But again, we also, as you have, we've read all of the studies that have come out by the independent organizations talking about how important immigration reform is going to be to our nation's economy. And we understand that over time, large amounts of additional taxes will be paid into our system, and we also understand how important it's going to be for business in the United States. But the problem is we have to put our foot in the water very slowly, and we're going to do that by first dealing with security and surveillance, and that, of course, is going to produce major government contracts, which will be very, very good for our U.S. economy. Once we start to feel the economy pick up, it's going to be easier for us to sell to industry in the United States a more holistic reform package. So we need to take things step by step and handle it in a piecemeal fashion, because we know that that's only going to help us later on in our ability to solidify our positions in Congress.
Put the foot in the water slowly and slowly, and
not in the mouth, right?
In the mouth. It takes years and years. In the meantime, people are suffering. Do you realize how many people's brothers, sisters, family members are back home waiting for years and years that the comprehensive immigration reform will take care of that? Do you see that there's a much more demand for H1s than the numbers available? Every year, come April 1st, April 30th is gone. April 1st also. Everything is gone. And then we need people. What we need is the people who are coming as investors, invest the money. We need people who are professionals. We need skilled workers. We need the family members. America is a country of immigrants. And imagine when people say I'm an American, but there's a background. Somebody came from Ireland, somebody came from Britain, somebody came from Germany, and somebody came from different countries at one. It's only the matter of generation. I may be the first generation immigrant, my daughter is the second, and you may be the fourth generation. So let's look in that humanitarian thing. The family reunification is the cornerstone of immigration policy. And at this time, we need qualified workers. Basically, you guys keep on saying you'll take away the jobs. But that's not what happens. When you look at the countries, India, China, many countries, most of the people come are professionals. They are really needed. Why do you think thousands of people file H1 petitions and L1 bringing here? Because the qualified people are not available here. There's a shortage of people who really are experts in technology. And when they come in, they bring money, they create companies. How many Indians have started businesses and hired thousands of people? So in my opinion, it is a win-win-win situation if we both will have a bipartisan approach, work it out, sit down, give and take.
Absolutely. Mr. Democrat, I just want to remind you that if you take a look at the last major immigration law that passed an amnesty, that was signed by a Republican president. So we just want to point out that the Republican Party, again, is very much in favor of compromise and very much in tune to the need to fix the broken immigration system. But the only way that we can do it is by making sure that there is compromise and making sure that our borders are secure and ensuring that individuals are not coming in through a very porous border.
I have no problem. We don't have any problem with stopping illegal immigration to secure the borders. The issue here is both ways. We want to do that, but we want also to take care of the people who are here. 12 million people who are in this country.
And maybe more.
Then you talk about security, you talk about job taking, another thing. Listen, what is better? You 12 million people, we don't know where they are, what they are doing, how many criminals are there. You give them some kind of approach that they can come into the government, put their fingerprints, give all the information, get a legally here, legal status here, and they are in the system. Anybody commits a crime, they can be arrested immediately.
Right.
Also,
we read those reports.
Can you imagine 12 million people, even 6 million people start paying their taxes, back taxes, and the new taxes? We are talking about billions and billions and billions of dollars that you are going to get. So
we're running out of time today, okay? However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend my hand to you, the Democrat, across the aisle, and see if we can work something out.
So You as a leader of the Republican Party, me as a leader of the Democratic Party, let us shake hands, let us have a bipartisan approach and get the CIR passed as soon as possible.
And let this be an example to Congress as to what they need to do.
I hope we
right?
can send a copy of this DVD to all the congressmen and senators, and hopefully that may make some difference.
Maybe ITV will do that for us.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.